Hey guys, welcome back. It's JL. It's been a minute, but we are back. We're here, we're hanging out, and we're gonna have a good time. So I have been in this kind of like journey. I feel like I'm always on like a journey, trying to just kind of make sure I'm feeling whatever it is I'm doing and like not feeling burnt out. I remember one time I asked somebody advice about what do you do if you start to feel burnt out on YouTube, and unfortunately the only feedback I got was, oh well, if you love what you do and it's something you're meant to do, you're not going to get burnt out. And that is incorrect. I genuinely love making beauty content. I love doing things that involve being creative, but it is possible and very easy to get burnt out because you put a lot of yourself in it. And even if you are getting back what you wanted to get back, you're still like pushing yourself harder and harder and harder. And if you don't learn how to like step back and take breaks when you need to, you will get burnt out. And that's what happens with me. I work in a creative field outside of YouTube, and I'm constantly working and constantly busy, and burnout does happen even though I do love what I do. Sometimes I'm like, I need to take a break from this and not do it. And unfortunately, sometimes that happens with the beauty stuff. I'm like, I can't even look at makeup right now. I just need a second. So I am back. I'm creating content. I'm getting really excited about it again. I've been really loving wearing makeup and just talking about it in a way that I haven't in a while. I've even gotten back into doing makeup on people, which I really had not enjoyed doing in a long time. So we are working our way back. And something that this video is about is actually very recently I went on a trip to South Africa. I was in Johannesburg. It was super short. Literally somebody there described it as like being in the McDonald's drive-through of Johannesburg because it was just an in and out trip. But for the limited amount of time that I was there, I had such a lovely, lovely time. And I loved doing my makeup, like getting up and doing my makeup in the mornings and going out and experiencing Johannesburg was just such a vibe and such a beautiful thing. And I really had like a set routine that I was really feeling. And so I thought it would be fun to talk about what I packed in my bag when I left and talk about like what I put in my makeup travel bag and walk you through kind of the products that I use, why I use them, why I love them, and maybe this will help you out when you're planning your travel this year. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Okay, so let's start off with the brows. I have talked about this Oma Beauty baby hair brow fro pencil a billion times. Still rings true. My favorite way to do my brows. There's something about this pencil that other pencils don't have. I don't know what it is, but I just love it. It's so good. And of course, I always pair it with this little brow gel. It's just an unbeatable combo for me and my brows. I don't know what to tell you. I have backups of this already. I love it. For priming my lids, I really love this e.l.f. primer. I don't know if it has like an official name. It's just this e.l.f. sheer primer. This stuff works wonders. I love it for a good everyday eyeshadow look. It's really easy to use and it's cheap enough that if you lose it while you're traveling, you're not going to be mad at yourself. And it just holds up really nicely. So I've used this a bunch of times on my channel already. I use it a bunch of times when I'm not on my channel, and I can't recommend it enough. It held up really nicely for me in the South African weather. So I have been really reaching for this Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette a lot lately. I started using it more and more over summertime, and it's kind of become like a little staple for me. It's definitely also like great for fall, so I will definitely be reaching for this in the fall time too. But this is what I'm wearing today. And I love this eyeshadow palette. It's so beautiful. The shimmers on here are a little crumbly, but I feel like that's we can know that. I feel like we know that for Anastasia Beverly Hills. We're not immune to this information. This isn't new information for us. But I do really, really love it. It's really beautiful. You can create very pretty neutral looks from here, and you have some great versatility here. This is a great palette to travel with because it offers you quite a few options in here for what you want. I personally am someone that loves pink, so things that pull a little bit more pink that let me kind of have the look and glow that I'm going for are great. I also love creating a nice kind of neutral golden look from this too. So yeah, this is a really great palette to have and travel with. So one thing about me is when I'm putting on makeup, I am always going to color correct. Even if I'm doing like a no makeup type day, I still want my skin to look as flawless and beautiful as possible. So even though I celebrate the skin that I'm in, working on it, I still am like, don't want to see all this, don't want to see all these issues. So I stand by this Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Camouflage Concealer. The shades to me pull a little bit too like reddish orange, orange, but that means that they're perfect for color correcting. This shade in particular, the warm shades. I think the neutrals are a little bit more like true neutrals that maybe have a little bit of that warmth to them, but the warm ones are just like a very, very warm, but it works perfectly for me when I'm color correcting. So I always have this on hand, never travel without it. To prime in the areas where I have like larger pores and areas that I kind of just need to keep very nice and smooth out, I love using this Touch in Sol No Pore Bloom Primer. If you've been following me for a while, you know I love this product. I talk about it a lot. I use it a lot. This is like my second or third refill of this product. I love it. It's so great. It's easy to travel with, even though it is a glass bottle, which is like a little, I'm not gonna lie, it is a little dangerous. It's a little risky, but it's worth it. It's worth it. The payoff is great. So I really like this. It lasts you. A little bit goes a long way, and this is just something that I need to use. I also have been trying to be better about my sunscreen, and in particular because I knew it was in South Africa, I knew that I was going to be around a lot more sun. I was like, I need to make sure I'm wearing my sunscreen. So I just brought my Black Girl sunscreen. It has SPF of 30 in it, and I use that as both my sunscreen and my primer, and it worked great. I love this. This version is the original one. You can use it on your face and body. It's very hydrating, very nourishing. They have one that's more matte, and I also do really like the Unseen sunscreen from Supergoop, not Goop, not that brand. Supergoop, a different one. But this one I just love because it really does help your skin to just look really hydrated and glowy and nourished. So this is a really great product to use for me as well. The e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter is something I feel like everybody and their mother has been talking about. This thing is so beautiful. I've been trying to get my hands on the Charlotte Tilbury version, like the original one that I think all these are based off of, for a while. Have not had any success with that or the Danessa Myricks, but I was able to pick this one up. It is gorgeous. Mine is in the shade 5 medium tan, and it matches me perfectly. The thing that I love about this is that it's very lightweight and it very easily blends in with whatever product you're using. I would specifically say like a cream liquid product, but you can also wear this by itself. There was a day when I knew I was going to be catching a later flight, but I had things to do earlier on and we would be taking pictures, and I still wanted to have a little bit of makeup on, but because I would end up being on a plane for a long time, I wanted to have something very lightweight. So I popped this on. It gave me a little bit of coverage. It made my skin just look very hydrated and glowy and nourished, and it lasted me, you know, the wear was great, and I didn't feel like I had a lot of transfer. It was just very, very lightweight, very nice to use this. So I cannot speak highly enough of this. This is so, so great. Recommend it most definitely. I love the way that it makes my makeup look, and yeah, big fan. So y'all already know that I wasn't going anywhere without this. This is the TLB, the Lip Bar Just a Tint 3-in-1 Tinted Skin Conditioner. This has SPF 11 and hyaluronic acid. I talk about this product a lot. I use it a lot. I wear it more often than not. If I want to do a super full coverage day, I will do that. But when I want something that's just going to be easy and simple to wear in and out, this is the one that I go to. This is something that you can really like build up the coverage on and make it look a little bit more medium coverage. This is something that if you want to make it sheared out and a little bit more light, you can. I love this. My shade is in Caramel Delight. I have gotten so many people in my family onto this product. It's so great, and it pairs beautifully with this e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. Next time I use these two together, I was like, I may have gone in with actually a little bit too much, but yeah, these are a great combo, and I love this. I just do. I love it so much. My favorite concealer of all time is the Pat McGrath Concealer. This is in the shade M17. This is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfecting something concealer. And I love to pair it with this YSL Touche Éclat concealer. They're so good together. They are just beautiful. This one is pretty lightweight and doesn't necessarily give you like super full coverage, but it gives you some, and it just pairs really nicely with this because this one is one that you can like build up the coverage, use it for every day, use it for glam. It's going to look amazing and keeps the under eyes looking really hydrated and lovely. It doesn't move all over the place, so I love these two. I have this, mine is like super dirty and gross, but I have discovered the Beauty Blender little puff, and I've been loving using this under the eyes to set everything down. I think it looks quite lovely, makes everything look pretty seamless and flawless, so I very much appreciate that. And I've just been going in with my black Opal Invisible Oil Blocking Pressed Powder. This stuff is great. I use it all the time. I really didn't take like anything like crazy new with me to travel. When I travel, I like to try and just stick with my staples, and this is one of them. So yeah, I just pop this under my eyes first just to help make sure everything is locked into place and I don't have a whole bunch of like creasing. And then I pick up the Beauty Bakery Flour Better Not Bitter setting powder. I've been back on this kick lately. It's so lovely. I absolutely adore it. You know that I also really love the Prime Beauty one. These two have been like my favorites to go with lately. And yeah, I very much enjoy this. This is in the shade Yellow, and it's great. This is like one of the best powders on the market. To set everything back down, I always like to go in with a nice like setting, like lightweight pressed setting powder. And so I have been loving the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Micro Powder. Mine is in the shade 3 Tan Deep. It is gorgeous. A little bit goes a very long way, and it's very lightweight, very sheer, but it truly does just help everything to just kind of melt and blend together. It's truly like an amazing formula. I don't really have anything that I think is quite like this in my collection. I really do like the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. I really like the matte powders that I don't think they're called Micro Smooths, but they're like the famous ones. I really like those too, but I think this one beats them all. It's very, very lovely. When I'm going with my powder bronzer, I have been adoring this Juvia's Place bronzed palette. It's their duo. Mine is in the shade Tan. It looks like this. It is absolutely stunning. I mean, look at the product that you get. You get 2 bronzers. I really just like to mix these, and then, just tried to attack me. I typically stick to this lighter bronzy shade when I'm doing my nose, and then I'll mix both for the rest of my face. Sometimes I might go in with a little bit more of this depth when I'm kind of going to be out more in the sun, like when I was in South Africa. Even though I was there when they were coming out of their colder season, there still was a lot of sun. There was a lot. For blush, I have been really loving this Ofra Cosmetics. I thought it was a pure palette, but it is an Ofra Cosmetics palette, which is very exciting. This is their Charm Your Cheeks mini mix palette. I got this in a boxy charm. Honestly, little things like this are what keep me from canceling my subscription to BoxyCharm, because literally every month I'm like, oh, I forgot I'm even a part of this. I should really not be subscribed to this anymore. I have too much makeup. But then they'll send me something like this and I'm like, oh, this is so cute. So I'm constantly on the fence of whether or not I should quit. I constantly am. But I really, really love this palette. It's so beautiful. Like, look at these gorgeous blushes. Blush shades, pinks. They are so lovely. I love them so much, and these types of blushes just speak to me. I really like the formula of these. They're soft. They're not like the smoothest blushes that I've ever felt in my entire life, but I do like them a lot. They have a nice payoff, and when they apply on your cheeks, they hold up nicely. They last. I do like make sure that I blend out and go over everything because they are, like I said, they are pretty pigmented, but they are very, very nice, very gorgeous. I like the formula of this. I did not use this today, but I did take it with me and use it on my trip here and there. This is the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush. This one is in the shade Love. Jesus. I adore this formula. It's probably my favorite thing from Rare Beauty. And I think it's great. The day that I mentioned when I knew I was traveling, but I still wanted to have something on, I just popped a little bit of this on. I didn't really do any powders except to kind of like set some things in place. And I just wore this blush and it lasted me for such a long time. It was so beautiful. And I mean, when I apply this under like a powder blush and I use it by itself, no matter what I'm doing with it, I'm always pleased. This is a fantastic formula. Cannot speak highly enough about it. Going back to powders, this Evolution powder from Danessa Myricks is something that I also always like to use. I just like to do a little bit of pre-setting underneath my products with a little light dusting of this. This is in the shade 2.5. This powder is just really beautiful. It's a little mini version. I actually am about to run out, so it's time for me to buy like the full size. But I got this to test it out and see if I liked it or not, and I love it. I've been using it all the time, so it is about that time for me to get the full size product and continue my love of it. But yes, I traveled with this. This is actually perfect sizing for travel, so I'll probably pick up another mini for that as well. But yeah, definitely love this one. For highlight, I also went in with another Ofra product. This is the Ofra and Nikki Tutorials highlighter like trio that they had in the shade Everglow. This is beautiful. This is an oldie. This is something that's been out for a while, and every once in a while I'll look through my highlight collection and then my eye hits this and I'm like, need to pick this up. And so I've been using this a ton lately. I wore it every day in South Africa and she's gorgeous. She's beautiful. Wearing her today. She's subtle but beaming at the same time. It's one of my favorite things, so highly recommend this baby. Of course, you have your staples like your mascara. I brought this mascara from Merit Beauty. I also brought this mascara. This is the Lash Princess mascara from Essence. This one I was less concerned about losing because this one was like $3 or $6, but it's amazing. It is kind of hard to find sometimes because people know that this is great and it gets sold out very quickly. But I really like this one from Merit. When I am wearing false lashes on top of my lashes, I like to wear something that's going to still give me some oomph, but it's not going to be like super over the top dramatic, so that I can wear my lashes and have it blend and look good. Merit is one of those products where like I can build it up and have it look like more, you know, vivacious, but I can also kind of have it more toned down. With Lash Princess, the moment you pop this on, your lashes are like giving you all types of diva and glam. So I brought both of them with me so that on days when I was wearing lashes, I had the option to kind of be a little bit more pulled back. On days when I wasn't, I could be a little bit more out there. And then of course you need some lash glue if you're gonna be wearing false lashes. So this is my Duo Lash Glue. I really love the one that has the little wand on it, the little brush that you can just like easily apply everything. So these are just staples. I have fallen back in love with the IT Cosmetics Superhero Eyeliner. I was gonna call it IT Cosmetics because one of my friends called it that the other day and I was like, is that right? But I've been really, really loving this. It is just such an easy eyeliner to use. It has like a little brush tip and it's super black. It's kind of foolproof as long as you feel comfortable with these types of applicators. I really like it. Like it just packs a punch. It doesn't skip. It's really lovely to use. So I brought this with me. And for like kind of more detail work, if I needed it, I also did pick up the LA Girl Line Art Matte Eyeliner. This one is not as consistent as this one. This one does kind of skip a little bit and can kind of poop out on you. But when you are really in a pinch and you want to get like a very precise line, I do like the applicator on this. It is very fine and to the point. But for like a very reliable liner, I highly recommend this one. And it's a nice like matte black. It's not as matte as some other liners are, but it's pretty good. I am going to put you on to my favorite lip combo right now. This is like what I'm wearing on my lips today. This is also what I wear whenever I'm wearing a nude lip lately. And this is the Lip Bar TLB Straight Living Smudge Proof Lip Liner. This has jojoba oil and aloe vera in it. There you go. I was like, what is that? There you go. This is just one of my favorite lip liners to use. And then I do not hear people talking about this, but Clarins has really good lip products. This is their Velvet Lip Perfector. I'm actually going to go and pick up more of these because I am in love. This is in the shade 01. It's a nude shade and it just looks so beautiful. Like when you wear it just by itself with a lip liner, your lips look flawless. Like there's no lines. It's very strange. They just look so like perfect and pouty. And then I have been living for this lifter gloss from Maybelline. This one has hyaluronic acid and it is in the shade 008 Stone. It is gorgeous, not sticky at all, super glossy. It's kind of giving me like a dupe for the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs vibes. I think those might be like maybe a little bit glossier, but this is just amazing. It's very nourishing on the lips, and like I said, there's literally no stickiness to it whatsoever, and I can't stand a sticky gloss, so I've been really loving it. So this combo has been everything. I have traveled and worn this, and like when I go out, I'm wearing this most of the time. Like it's so good. And then of course you need to set everything down, so I always travel with this Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I really love this. There's not a lot of products from Morphe that I use, but this is something that has remained a staple in my collection, so I try to travel with this whenever I go because I know it's just going to do the job for me. And then I have been living for the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush, I've been living for the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, and it literally says party all day, party all night, stay all day. This stuff is really great. It took me a minute to figure out how to actually use it, which kind of sounds ridiculous because it is a setting spray, but this is one of those setting sprays where you really have to give it a good shake, because if you don't, I think it's kind of similar to the MAC, where I believe like the MAC has like some type of powder property in it, and with this it can kind of make you feel really like dry and tight and look a little bit more dry until those natural oils finally break through. So you really need to shake it, make sure you spray it away, and don't be like gratuitous with it. I feel like a lot of other setting sprays you can get away with that because they're not as powerful as this one is, but this one does what it says it's going to do. It does keep your makeup in place. I'm not saying you're never going to have any transfer, but even when you do, you're not going to really notice it because this does such a great job, and it really helps everything to just look beautiful and right and tight. So I know this was talked about a lot during like the height of quarantine and people wearing masks and everything like that, and I have just been like sticking by this. I rely on this more than any other setting spray, and I really like it. I highly recommend it. All right, my camera died, might even be a little bit lopsided at this point, but we are going to keep on going. So this is the makeup bag that I use when I travel. This baby holds a lot of makeup in it. I will be honest, I do have a separate like kind of more sturdy tin that my best friend got me that I put kind of my foundations in if they're going to be something that's more glass, and I put my sprays in just to make sure that things are, you know, a little bit better, because I'm an overpacker. I am. I want to make sure that I can bring myself without making everything get broken. And then I tend to have like a smaller little canvas type bag that I can just easily zip up and fold up somewhere to pop my brushes in. So I like to keep things a little bit separated so that things don't get broken or messed up. But most of my makeup will live in here, and if I am packing like a significantly, you know, smaller amount, like I did have some extra stuff in here that I didn't really reach for that I packed just in case, which is why I needed more than one bag. But when I don't, this thing does work wonders for me. I am actually on the market though for an even like bigger thing that I can just keep everything else in like in one bag. So if you have a recommendation for that, please let me know. But yeah, okay. All right, friends. And with that, that is everything that I pack when I'm traveling in my makeup bag. So thank you all so much for watching. I really enjoyed this video. I'm loving being back and creating content and doing makeup things on camera. It's a lot of fun, and I really hope that you all enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I will see you all in my very next one. If you have any of these product recommendations for other friends that might be traveling, please make sure to leave that in the comments down below. And yeah, I will see you all in my next one. All right, bye my loves.
Taking just